Adam C, and welcome to my Cobra and a bunch of cyclists and joggers. Today I'm actually heading to an air-cooled event, so for Porsches and Volkswagens that are air-cooled, which this isn't, but I'm in it anyway. I thought I might as well take it along. My girlfriend is actually helping organising this event, so this is Classics at the Clubhouse. We're going to make our way there and I'll catch up with you once I'm a bit closer and past cyclists. Behind me. Well, there's a lot of cars on display, and engines got me thinking. Obviously I've got the wrong engine for today, but a lot of classics are having electric engines put in them, including Cobras like this. And a lot of the time when I'm on motorways and I go past a car, they roll down their window to hear my engine, and if I don't have a V8, there'll be a lot of disappointed people. So food for thought. Right, let's park in the non-air-cooled section. Yes, it is. So obviously it isn't an air-cooled vehicle. So there are two non-air-cooled cars up there, a 911 GT3, 991 and a Ford Cortina. So I'm going to park next to them. Wow, look at all the campers on the left all lined up. There's so many of them. So fortunately, right where everyone comes in, there is a section for non-air-cooled vehicles. We've got the 991 GT3, the Ford Cortina, my Cobra, and the Chevy truck has just parked up as well, who has the same engine as me, a Chevy 350. We also have an Audi R8 coming in, so there are a few other cars rather than just the air-cooled vehicles, but air-cooled other cars that we're going to look up today, which are all up the hill at Sandford Springs. And today Lord Timepieces have sponsored this video, and you can get 10% off your order using Adam10 following the link in the description below. I do appreciate the controversial irony of having the number 88 on my car at a German car event. So hundreds of air-cooled vehicles have taken over the golf course of Sandford Springs, including the Karman Ghias. We've got a lineup of Beetles. There's going to be probably mostly Beetles today. These are some very early ones in some very unique specification. I see cars as a form of art, and these Volkswagens and Porsches that will be later today are certainly examples of that artwork. I mean, look, we've got this old T2 flatbed coming in with a bit of a livery on it. I think you're either going to get two styles today, the kind of rustic look or the freshly restored appearance. I love how the wheel arches are just poking up at the flatbed of the Transporter. There's even a ladder to get up, like a swimming pool. So we've got this freshly restored 911 over here with its ducktail on the rear. And then we have this one-off aluminium car that's been built on a similar wheelbase to the 550 with inspiration taken from the 718 Spider, but is mid-engined. So rather than the majority of these cars being rear-engined, we've got a mid-engined Porsche, and there is this Porsche 550 Spider on a stretched wheelbase Transporter. We've got this 911 with a 993 next to a Porsche 912, which was a 4-cylinder, more budget alternative to the 911. I'm actually enjoying seeing a lot of the public cars come in. There's a Nissan GTR with a colour-coded bumper and splitter, all very white with some nice wheels as well. And here is a very special lineup of Porsche 964 Carrera RS's with a green 911 and another 964 tagged on the end. We've got a lot of campers and buses all the way up the hill, and cars have been rolling in all morning. And check out this insane outlaw replica of a Porsche 356 completely on the floor, looking absolutely gorgeous. Everything has been smoothed. There's no panel lines on it at all, literally just the doors, the boot and the bonnet. Whereas this 356 that's parked just down from it is the absolute polar opposite. It's a great portrayal of the two different styles that these guys are going for today. And checkered interior is also a favourite. They've even whacked a supercharger in this Beetle. This is very cool, a single-seater Porsche 356 Speedster. But I think these Transporters and campers are the ones to look at. There'll be so much variety on display. In fact, we've got another one coming in with the Porsche Service branding on the side. There's even a lineup of Volkswagen variants next to the giant lineup of transporters, including this very tall example. It's got a ladder to climb up top, so it's kind of got a balcony on top of it, and I presume you can stand up inside. And check out its exhaust, it's definitely not fistable. In fact, you couldn't barely fit a finger in. So the early split screens are the more desirable ones. This one's actually got a bit of a bonnet bra on the front. And we've even got some tinted blue windows on this example. And he's also diverted the exhaust out to the side. So it comes out the back initially, curves round, and then comes out just behind the rear wheel. Oh wow! This certainly isn't air-cooled. That's a bit of me. Sorry, I'm not meant to be ignoring the air-cooled vehicles. It's an air-cooled show, but this Pontiac looks immense with its 496 cubic inch V8. Oh wow, look at the side pipe up the back there. That's cool. We'll probably go into the public car park later, but we should really look at some of these cars because there's so much variety, including a 7up branded transporter. As this orange 911 comes bawling in with his mate behind him. Where are they going? He's going down some hills. He's on an adventure. Up and down. And in this lineup of transporters, you may be wondering what this Austin Allegro estate is doing, but let me tell you, this is sat on a Volkswagen Beetle chassis, so it is rear-engined and obviously air-cooled. That is why it is here, rather than in the public parking with the Pontiac. This school bus transporter seems to be a bit of a barn find, and I don't often use that quote, but I'm not sure if that's been done on purpose as part of the look or not. It does feel like we've gone back in time and we're now in some kind of 60s campsite, just whilst being stalked by a GTR. There's even a Volkswagen thing next to a Beetle with some kind of fancy, cushiony, cursony design on the side. The exhaust is a bit of a trip hazard, but that is actually rather stunning. This transporter is a Katastrophenstutz. Well, here's something a bit different. Just beyond this very, very clean Beetle, the roof rack, or should I say roof rack, it's like a floating roof rack at the back of the Volkswagen Beetle. And next door, is this some kind of safari Beetle? Now, there are lots of transporters that have been designed as some kind of Porsche support vehicle. Lots of variety around as well. I'm surprised I haven't yet seen Herbie. And this Karman Ghias is probably the biggest sleeper of the day so far. I mean, there are a few sus elements until you come round the rear and gaze upon its engine. My knuckles are grazed, my wallet is empty, that is what built not bought means. Well, they say opposites attract. We've got this very clean, bright yellow Volkswagen Beetle next to this slammed but rustic looking Beetle. There are a couple of 993s, including a turbo. Oh, I've been looking and I have found the imposter. These campers think that they are camping at the beach. We've got this orange Beetle sat on its slightly more modern Porsche wheels next to this remarkable Volkswagen Karman Ghias. There you go, once again, juxtaposition, clean versus rusty and preserved. And here is the transporter that we saw coming in. It's probably one of the favourites of the day. There's some beer cans in that dish, which is that? Yeah, that's magnetised. You literally sit on a bench to drive this thing. And it also starts a sticker showcase. Be more kinky. It ain't gonna spank itself. I love how they've written camper in the same style as the Porsche Carrera logo. Oh no, what a disaster. He's not too concerned though. What happens in the camper stays in the camper. Well, I can't imagine that to be a very enjoyable cycle ride. Oh, he's got his feathered friend on board. This transporter's unzipped his branding. And this Karman Ghias is two-tone, but not in a way that you'd normally expect. It doesn't join up to a panel, it's just kind of sporadic. He's been beaten black and blue. I just heard the distinctive lack of air cooling. There's a Force GT completely gate crashed right at the centre of the show. That is quite the surprise. I thought, that sounds like a V8. What's the V8 doing in here? That is stunning though.
Pop a donut out.
Yeah, people are a little confused. He's now being directed to basically where I am parked, but he's still being papped. So I'm expecting the Ford GT to be parked somewhere in the public car park, maybe even up to the lot where I am parked. There is the huge V8 inside the Pontiac. We've got a couple of bikes as well. The Scottsdale Chevy truck is showing off its Chevy 350. Then here is my car parked up and the Corsina has left. So I'm hoping the Ford GT parks along with us because now it's in a bit of a American section. Oh, Someone's leaving. Car seems to be rolling out. I haven't seen the GT appear, so he's probably parked up within the public cars. Of course, no show car park these days is complete without a GR Yaris, and we've got a Lamborghini Huracan Spider behind as a Porsche 911 Speedster drives by with a hardtop. There is a 991 Gen 2 Carrera GTS. Oh mate, hello. Alright, how are you doing? So some of the air-cooled vehicles are leaving early, rolling out. I love the vent they've cut in the back for better air cooling. Well, not quite, but in the Volkswagen logo. This van's tried to fit in by placing an air-cooled Beetle on his dashboard. Oh, there's another 993. We've got a Ferrari California. Oh, no. I think the GTR's number plate is supposed to spell Bay. He's got the Series 1 Elise behind him. We got the little Lotus Elan next to the modern Beetle with some birds up it. For all you know, a witch may be living next door to you right now. Joke's on them, I am the witch next door. And the Ford's GT, which isn't in the public parking, has actually made his own car park just up there. So he has made a show of his own. The 2005 Ford's GT is parked right at the top of the hill. There are all the air-cooled cars, and he is parked up with the wheels turned for the photo shoot. Obviously there is the supercharger, mid-engine supercharged V8. Such an extraordinary car. Much prefer these to the new V6 turbo Ford's GTs. Look at that, that is absolutely stunning. You got the same doors as the original GT40 that open normally, but with this extra bit on top to make it difficult to open when you're in a car park. There is the interior, a mixture of modern and classic in design. Such a treat to see. The undersides of a lot of these cars are getting cleaned by the bristles of the grass as they depart, just brushing along gently as they leave the golf course. Oh, here's one of them that I didn't get a chance to see earlier. That is stunning. In fact, as a lot of them are rolling through, it'd be good to get some shots of them driving past, looking cool, and seeing what else we've missed. So there goes one of the nicest 911s of the day. There was a rough here as well that I missed, but this is lovely. And here comes the stretch transporter with the 550 Spider on the back. Imagine seeing this just on the road randomly. What a sight. We've got the bay window, got a Beetle behind that, got a man with Brave Res hair in the background, and a Porsche 911 to match. And a pair of 356s next, one in cream with red interior as well. We've got another Karman Ghias rolling through. That's one of the cleaner ones of the day. There's a Land Rover Discovery and a Porsche 964. Quite a low Volkswagen Beetle with a split screen camper behind it. And the Joker, a slammed 964. We have a really nice red Porsche 356 with a bumperless Volkswagen Beetle in green behind it, and another 356 behind that. That sounds cool. There's a 356 and a Porsche 914 as well. The roundel down the side. Here goes the orange Volkswagen Beetle with the really nice maroon Karman Ghias, bumperless as well, driving past behind it. That looks stunning. It's got a camper and a 911 behind that. And we got this Safari Beetle sounding insane. Next up we have the Huracan Spider with the very extreme Karman Ghias behind him. And now we've got this really nice 356. And another 356 in this pale olive green colour, very period of the era, really suits the car. And talking of colours, we've got this vibrant turquoise on the camper with the white wheels to match the bumpers. And here is the Austin Allegro on the Beetle's chassis, one of the most unique cars of the day. With the V8 Pontiac behind it. I thought I heard something rather tasty. Oh, check out that 356, the leather straps holding the front down. That is clean. And the Chevy truck behind that. here's one that stood out to me. This is an orange Porsche 993. He's got another 993 behind him. There's actually a lineup of 993s all leaving together. But from Classics at the Clubhouse at Sandford Springs, that was pretty much that. So, something a bit different to normal, air-cooled cars on the golf course, and then a few V8s that gate crash. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Go follow me on Instagram for all the weekly updates and highlights about these meets that we're going to. We're at an angle.
Yeah, I feel like I'm falling off.
But for now, thanks for watching. Ooh.